Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today we're playing another, well, 2 games of Warhammer Total War. So we're going to play this one, and then there's going to be another one, because it's double bill. Isn't that fun? So, basically, I'm bringing the same army in both battles. So, for both battles, I have a unit Chaos Marauders, all great weapons. And these guys pack a bit of a punch against like Bestigors and stuff. You know, they're pretty good. You know, that armor piercing, nice and cheap armor piercing, is always very useful. I don't have to worry too much about range fire because I'm against the Beastmen. So I'm happy for them to take some arrows because they're cheap. And they're backed up by Chaos Trolls. Absolutely love Trolls. They are fantastic. They pack such a wallop. And also they're all backed up by these aspiring champions who will obviously encourage everyone in the fight. And they got magic attacks, and they just don't die. They are fantastic. They will usually be the last people left in the fight. So I really like bringing them. And they're quite cheap for, you know, the big leadership buffs and everything. Really useful. So also, got 3 units of Forsaken. So one usually goes down the pipe, and one either side. So, you know, can flank with them. They're nice and quick, and they tear through basically anything. Also, Kholek Suneater, absolutely love this guy. Massive target, very scary. Obviously, big target for enemy ranged, but again, I'm against Beastmen, don't have to worry too much about that in this battle. Yeah, he just packs such a punch. He does so much damage with that hammer of his. So, yeah, good fun. And also, instead of cavalry, I've just got the 1 unit of Chaos Warhounds of Poison, and I've got 2 Exalted Heroes on Manticores. So these guys so maneuverable. Again, really gotta keep them out of, you know, ranged fire. They are very vulnerable up there. But they are just so useful. They have so much utility. Because they can just jump on anything. Even ranged units, you know, if they got some crossbowmen or something. Well, you know, it'd be very unlikely for Beastmen to have crossbowmen, but, you know, just the general army in general. You know, these guys are useful for jumping on ranged units or assassinating wizards. You know, they can just dive in there, do a load of damage, and then swan off again, which is great. So, over here, my opponent's a bit spaced out, so he's got 1 Gorbel over here. I'm not quite sure why he's on his own, but maybe he's just a bit of a loner, I don't know. But scary, nonetheless. Also, he's got the Eye of Morslide, but this guy is crazy, does silly damage. So, his missile attacks, you know, 450 damage, basically. And magic attacks, and yeah, he's just really good. Really cool character. And he has that warp gaze to pin my guys in place. So, pretty interesting. Also, he's got these 2 Ungor Raiders in the front. He's got some Gore Herds here, one of which is the Blackhorned Ravagers. So, yeah, what's their thing? Are they scary or something? I forget. I don't want to waste time looking it up. But either way, more Gore Herds. I think they can Vanguard and stuff. Anyway. Also, Khazrak the One Eye is leading them. He's also got the Butchers of Kalkengard, these 2 Warhounds of Poison, and he's got a Bestigor herd here, so that is something to worry about. And also, Korok's Man Rippers, something to be very worried about. These guys are anti-large Bestigor. They are scary as hell. So yeah, if he gets the guys on Kholek, or my Trolls, or my Exalted Heroes, they will just tear through them. It is very scary. So let's speed things up. So, as you can see, I'm just probing these guys around, you know, feeling up their lines. They immediately retreat with their Ungor Raiders, and I'm charging them all straight in. So, yeah, my Marauders taking some damage. Don't care, just Marauders. So, that's fine. Here, though, I decided to dive in, because he's rearranging his troops. He doesn't really have anything on me. But look at that, almost half health. Just from 1 charge. And I managed to get away before the Gorbel can get in. Taking a little bit of damage on the Exalted Hero, but that is crazy damage on the Eye of Morslide for 1 attack. And now he's having to retreat as I engage. So he's not throwing things at my troops anymore, so that's great news. Here he's got the Chaos Warhounds trying to come for my Chaos Warhounds, so I just retreat them. I'm not going to fight them. Why would I do that? So anyway, so the Gorbel has now, you know, decided to join his friends. So that's nice. So now I'm charging my guys in. So you'll see actually I charge everyone straight in, and then last minute I make an adjustment, which it's kind of made him commit everything at this point. So it's very cheeky of me. So here I go whoop and whoop, and he's already engaged. You know, he's already committed to this fight. So obviously my Chaos Marauders are very upset that the Forsaken aren't joining them in this fight, but still. So, get Forsaken around the outside. The middle has crumbled completely, because I don't know if you noticed, but all of my Trolls and Kholek and one of the aspiring champions all went for the very middle. And that was where there were no Bestigors. It was just, yeah, Gors and Khazrak. So that's not good for him. Also, the Gorbel still probing, trying to work out what to do. The Butchers of Kalkengard charged in, but now the Butchers of Kalkengard and Khazrak are the only people in this fight. So, yeah, that's not so good. And I managed to pin the Kholek Suneater in place with the Forsaken, so that's good news, because now it means they can't join the fight and attack all the large things. They're really good at fighting. So here you can see the Eye of Morslime is just getting completely destroyed. He's having a bad day. So also Gorbel here came to try and fight off the Forsaken, which I think is a bit of a mistake, because yeah, they're in the back line now. All these units are very cheap. He should have the Gorbel save his more valuable units, like the Bestigor Herd, or his General, for instance, because Kholek is having a great day there. So, some of my guys run away, but they're coming back. Some of his guys ran away, but then they came back. It's, yeah, a bit of a mess. So yeah, I've got the Trolls fighting Ungol Raiders. They obviously don't stand a chance. You know, I've got these Forsaken now that are spare. I don't know where they would come from. Are they the ones that are in here? Oh, I don't even know. They were the ones in the middle and charged straight out. That's what that was. Anyway, it was a complete mess. Yeah, I just overwhelmed him. And yeah, all he managed to really kill was my cheap units that I didn't mind getting killed. So that's the thing, you know. These guys, I don't care if they die. He'd commit his best troops to fighting them, when he could have had his best troops fight my best troops. And he might have come off a bit better. So it's definitely a tough one, though. You know, I had a lot of maneuverability and a lot of punch. This army kind of has a bit of both. Very weak to range, though, a lot of them. Obviously, you know, these guys have got shields. But that's the main thing I've got to watch out for, because I didn't bring any shields. So, yeah, that's something to watch out for. But then, of course, Beastmen don't really have any ranged. So, you know, nothing of note anyway. I mean, they got the Ungol Raiders. Oh, no! So, it's tough. Very tough. It's not a good matchup for Greisel here. But, you know, he fought well. So, yeah, hopefully see you again on ladder soon for a rematch. You can, hopefully, get the upper hand in the next one. So, guys, we're going to go to the other video now, which, you know, using the magic of editing. So, yeah, here we are. So, same army, exactly the same. So, you know, front line of Marauders, back line of Forsaken, all the other stuff, blah, blah, blah. You know it. So, over here, this is pretty cool. I like this army. It's got a lot of sort of versatility. So he's got the Templehof Luminarch, which just has insane damage. Let's have a look. Missile damage of 1500. It's scary. It is very scary. And that net is going to be really useful as well. He's got the Demograph Knights with halberds, really useful again for taking out large targets against Chaos. Absolutely vital. He's got quite a soft front line, really. It's swordsman, so it's not, you know, great swords or anything, but he's got a lot of other stuff for utility. So he's got a couple of Empire captains to back them up, and these guys do pack a wallop. They're pretty good. And also he's got Balthazar Gelt in the sky here. Unfortunately, I brought flying units, so that's going to be very difficult for him. But he's also got some crossbowmen, he's got some handgunners on the sides, and he's also got some halberdiers back here guarding the great cannon. So he's got a lot of very useful things here. So let's speed things up. So as you can see, he's aiming for my flying units. Probably because he wants them dead. Whew, that was close. He wants them dead before Balthazar can get killed by them, because that's going to be tough. That's going to be very scary for him. But I think it would have been better to have the Luminarch and the Great Cannon go straight for Kholek, because he is a massive target. He could do a lot of damage to Kholek and keep him out of the fight. And you don't want Kholek in the fight, because he does so much damage with his melee attacks. And again, you just keep missing. The Luminarch isn't that accurate. It's much better for ground units. If he went for Kholek and missed, he would have torn a massive hole through my lines anyway. So it would have been really useful. Here, wasted my Warhounds. I wanted to try and, you know, stop these handgunners from shooting at my guys. As you can see, I am taking some damage from range. So, yeah, I think the best thing to do would have been to get the Luminarch and the cannon straight on Kholek and have all of these, you know, crossbowmen and handgunners deal with the flying units. So, but, you know, things went a bit differently. So here I'm telling my Forsaken to go over here, Forsaken to go over here, and the rest to go straight in the middle, including this unit Forsaken. So I got the Trolls and the Aspiring Champions and everything. Aspiring Champions taking some damage from the cannon, and here the net comes down, and I couldn't change the formation or anything quick enough to stop this happening, so that was annoying. So yeah, Forsaken got taken too, and that Troll's catching up. So here you can see there's a lot going on over here, a lot of ranged units, and you know, got the backup of the Demograph Knights and the Empire Captain, more swordsmen. But in the front here, there's not a huge amount for me to deal with, so that's good, and I have these guys back. So these guys need to come in. So I'm chasing Balthazar now, which I think is a good shout. So I charged some guys over there to chase the handgunners. I moved the Chaos Marauders over here as well, but I charged the Aspiring Champions and the Trolls in there to back everyone up. So on this side though, so their handgunners got caught out of position, which is really good for me because those guys will do a lot of damage to flying units, and my flying units are busy trying to kill Gelt. So you can see the crossbowman will back him up in a minute. I get a fantastic Lord of the Storm there. Basically take out a unit of Demigryph Knights. I mean, that is huge. Oof, fantastic hit from the Luminarch. So that's an Exalted Hero nearly dead. But he needed that. He really needed that. So here you can see I've got his ranged units on the run, but they can't outrun me really. So he's had to throw in his Halberdiers, try and stop them, but the Halberdiers are not going to do well against Forsaken. But it might buy him some time. Also, to avoid any more ranged attacks, I decided to get my Exalted Heroes down on each of the units of crossbowmen, because they can do a lot of damage to them. Here you can see my Forsaken are starting to struggle a bit against these Demigryph Knights, but those Demigryph Knights have lost so much power from that Lord of the Storm. I couldn't have asked for a better Lord of the Storm. It hit every single one. I mean, half the unit's health gone in one hit is just unbelievable. So here you can see a final transmutation. Does a lot of damage to these guys, to everyone really. It's a very powerful spell, and you know, much better than it used to be. That's for sure. So, as you can see, I've managed to get right in the back lines. I've got my Exalted Hero, I've got Kholek and everyone chasing the Templar Luminarch. That's great news. Unfortunately, I am under attack from these handgunners, so I get on Gelt a little bit, but I do send one of my Exalted Heroes to go stop him. To go stop this guy. And I'm chasing Gelt away, so that's good news for me. Also, you can see this Empire Captain's had enough. This one's in a fight now, but I've got a lot there. And yeah, the swordsmen aren't going to be able to fight off these trolls. Nothing here is going to be able to fight off those trolls very easily. So yeah, so it all falls apart at this point. But yeah, it was a good one though. I enjoyed it. I really like this army. It seems pretty versatile. Having those two guys in the air, you can basically just, you know, pick a target and take them out. Unfortunately, though, they are very, very vulnerable to missile fire. So because like all the damage that they took was from missiles, you've got to be really careful. Because it will really add up, that damage, and they can get taken out straight away. I brought this army against the Wood Elves fairly recently, and yeah, did a similar thing. You know, I had the Exalted Heroes flying over trying to probe the lines, and basically they got murdered within like 2 seconds of being in range of their missiles. It was really bad. I could have reused them. It was a catastrophic match. I'm not even going to show you guys because it's far too embarrassing. But yeah, I got torn apart. But yeah, so you got to be careful with them. But they are great against, you know, most other factions. Obviously, the Empire do bring a lot of units. If these two had got netted, you know, if he'd taken the front line, you know, with his front line, and then netted these guys in order to just kill them, I think Gelt could have stayed in the fight a lot longer, and that would have helped everyone. Because frankly, without the Exalted Heroes, I couldn't have touched Gelt. I have nothing else that can hurt him. I guess I could use Lord of the Storm, but he'd have to stand still for quite a while for that to work, so you know, that's tough. That is very tough. But yeah, even with half a unit, still got 40 kills. So yeah, these Demigryph Knights, fantastic pick against Chaos, really good. The Luminarch didn't get any kills, but it did get one really good hit against the Exalted Hero, so that did definitely help. But and that net slowed down my advance a bit, but honestly, I think he could have just taken out Kholek. I would have been aiming for Kholek that whole time. You know, he's got a front line that was quite cheap. It wouldn't have lasted too long. So you've got to just pin my guys in place and hit them, you know, hit the vital units with powerful units, because he brought a lot of ranged. He needs to utilise them, I think. So I would have probably had the Luminarch pin down the Exalted Heroes, take them out with handgunners and crossbowmen, and then have the Luminarch shoot at the at Kholek, and obviously have the cannon shoot at Kholek for the entire time. I mean, the Aspiring Champions are deadly, but you got to get rid of Kholek. He's too dangerous. I mean, he didn't get a huge amount of kills there, but then the front line buckled pretty quickly. As you can see, my Forsaken had a great time. It was just a good match, to be honest. The Empire captains, unfortunately, they couldn't back him up enough. Yeah, just they got swarmed. Yeah, it was tough, very tough. So I like this army though. It is a good one, but unfortunately, I've got a lot of counters for things in this army. It's pretty versatile. So yeah. Anyway, guys, so if you like these battles, then please do comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know what you think about these builds. I'd love to hear it. So, I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.